Hello and welcome, I'm the LegendaryPokéMaster, and today we're going to be talking about why Pokemon say their names, which is kind of self-explanatory, so we're going to start right off the bat, kind of. So first I wanted to note something odd about this. Pokemon only say their names in the anime and not in the games, manga, or even the Pokemon generations, apparently. After thinking a bit, this is probably because each of these were in their own separate canon. The games and show might take place in different universes, which has been proven to happen in the Delta episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Maybe Pokemon generations and the anime are in a similar situation, in that the small difference is the speech of Pokemon. The same could be thought for the games in which Pokemon only emit unique cries. So yeah, kind of off topic, but also cool. So back on topic, I don't think that it's the Pokemon in the anime that say their names, but that they were named after what they would say. This is probably true because I think the creation of Pokemon came before a naming system for them, meaning that they probably said their names before humans were even around. Unless you consider the unknown, but they weren't organized because there were no humans to organize them into speech, so yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Why did I say that? As for legendary Pokemon, who usually don't say their names, they were probably just given random names that evoke their traits, like Zapdos' ability to cast lightning and Groudon's relation to creating, well, ground. The other possibility is that the Pokemon have adapted to what trainers called them over hundreds of years, which doesn't seem too likely because there's no immediate need for that type of adaptation. However, as shown by some of the actions of Pokemon in the anime, they'd appear to be sentient, and thus would most likely be able to repeat phrases known from birth, aka their name given by people. However, another hole in this explanation is that the Pokemon wouldn't really be able to say their name in the wild then, yet they do. So that's why I'm sticking with the first theory. Now there's one more thing I wanted to cover in this video because it kind of correlates and I probably won't get to inquire about it again. So, can Pokemon learn English? I mean, they seem like they can listen to their trainers in the anime, so that shows they could somewhat understand it. The answer to that is yes. Meowth.
But if they can speak English, then why do they just repeat their names?
Well, they probably don't know human language right off the bat, but are able to listen to trainers via repeated references they make. For example, if you were born in Ohio and not of Spanish descent, you probably wouldn't know the Spanish language right off the bat. However, if someone from a Spanish-speaking country pointed to a backpack and said, "Mochila," you'd know that it was a backpack, and from then on you would know what he meant when he said mochila. So that may be how Pokemon identify moves and actions given by trainers without actually speaking English. Pokemon may be able to learn complete English as shown by Meowth in the anime, but that might be exclusive to Meowth. This theory may also provide an explanation as to how Pokemon learn moves over time, but that's a theory for another day. But these are just my theories. So what do you think? Why do Pokemon say their names? Please leave a comment down below telling me what you think. You could also subscribe to see videos like this twice a week. Regardless, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.